I was raised by a generation of women who really only had nursing or teaching as options for a professional career, if they had one at all. And when I was asked by a high school guidance counselor what I wanted to do, I said very confidently, I want to be a social worker. And they said, you can't be a social worker, you're good at math and science, you should be an engineer. And so I took their advice and found myself at a small Ohio college in Mechanical Drawing 101. I was the only female and I hated every minute of it. The subject just had no life for me. And so I changed my major to chemistry and followed a passion I had cultivated in high school, thanks to a very enthusiastic teacher, and graduated with that degree and was hired by a manufacturing facility in Texas as a process chemist. I also struggled with that job a little bit because the only project I was really interested in was the environmental projects that they would give me, and specifically trying to keep toxins out of the wastewater. And that interest led me to a brand new program at the University of Houston for environmental engineering evening program for a master's degree. And that's where I really found my passion and graduated with that, and plus my 4 years in industry, which led me to this idea of, at the time we called it pollution prevention. And there weren't a lot of places in the country that were doing it back then, but on a whim, on a vacation in Boston, I went to the Eco Expo, and there in front of me was the booth for the Massachusetts Toxics Use Reduction Institute. And I just knew I'd found my people. And I felt so lucky to find my way there, and was hired by TURI in its infancy back in the early 90s, and worked on a variety of projects. For example, safer alternatives in the metal finishing industry, and also trying to determine which chemicals on our long list of chemicals were more hazardous and which were less hazardous in order to focus our work. And for me, just the combination of science plus policy plus environmental protection, it was just exactly what I wanted. And so I feel equally as grateful to have been welcomed back here at TURI after a 20-year hiatus of other jobs and things. And as I look back on my science higher education, sadly, I can't remember one female instructor. And it just occurs to me that the younger women of science here at TURI have had a much different experience than I have. And I'm so inspired by their path to have all come here. And I'm just so thankful for all of the awesome women of science here at TURI.